Hey, good morning. Welcome to another move sesh. Today is leg day, my favorite. And the temperature has dropped. It's beautiful, I love it. Some people are complaining they don't want fall yet. I don't know if I want fall yet, but I am all over this cool, crisp, energizing weather. All right, let's get started. My energy has just like skyrocketed since the temperatures dropped. The temperatures dropped and my energy went up. Okay, starting out with a nice gentle twist, reaching loose, loosening up that spine. So think of extending the spine, standing nice and tall, and twisting from the midsection. I have some tight lower back muscles, so I can really feel this today. Remember, we're warming up, so we want to kind of move with the body, not against the body. What does that mean? That just means like listen to the body, pay attention where there's some kind of maybe some tightness, some tension, some stiffness. I can feel it in my lower back. So instead of like forcing that into kind of a range of motion that it's not warmed up and ready for yet, I'm working with it versus against it, right? Make sure that you modify anything as we go along that doesn't feel good to you. Remember, we're doing a warm-up. So the whole idea of the warm-up is to basically like prime and prep the body. It's kind of like when you're painting the walls. You got to do all that kind of prep work for the paint to go on nice and smoothly. And that's what we're doing. The more time and effort and energy you put into, prepping the walls, the more, that finished product really shines. And for working out, running, exercising, like the more you can really, oopsie, hang on, no wonder that felt so long. The more you can kind of prep your body. Okay, now my iPad doesn't want to. The better your workout will be, the more effective it will be. All right, 1 second, guys. Sorry about this. Yeah, my iPad. My app does not want to work. So just kind of keep marching. We were actually on side steps. So what we're doing right now is going through like a range of motions. There we go. Let's try this again. To increase kind of the range of motion of the joint. We're trying to raise the heart rate slowly and increase the blood flow to the working muscles. I don't know how to make my app close down here. This could be interesting. Okay, so we're just going to wing it here for a second. Know how you close an app. That's what I need to do because it's still running. Oh, there we go. All right, no, we're still. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're going to go to hip circles next. Keep doing your hip circles. I'm going to see if I can get this is not going to work for me today. All right, well, we're not using this today. Okay. I was going to do Tabata today too, so I guess we're not doing Tabata today. All right, so nice big hip circles. Again, extending the spine. So where was I? I was just saying, if you're going through the warm-up and you feel any kind of niggles or, stiff body parts or what have you, pay attention to those, take care of them, pause, stop if you need to, change the motion if you need to. I'm like waiting for my timer to go. Oh yeah, it's not going. Oh my God, so this is the kind of day we're gonna have, you guys. All right, and then as we get into the session, the workout, I'm gonna try to offer modifications for all levels, but if we're doing something that, again, is not in your wheelhouse yet, or does not feel good to you yet, then change it. modify it, take a break, whatever you need to do. We're going to focus on leg work today, specifically glutes and hamstrings. We're going to do some stuff for glutes and hamstrings today. So we're working sort of more on the posterior chain. All right, so let's go to some hops, and we'll just kind of work through this warm up a little bit more organically since my iPad does not want to work. A lot of single leg unilateral movements today. I've been doing a little bit of studying lately on programming, and so it's funny because a lot of the tips that they recommended for programming are things that we do. So yay, you guys, we're on the right track in here. But you know, learning why, right? So some things you want to maybe include in your programming. Some sort of squat variation, some sort of hinge variation, and some sort of unilateral variation, which we always do, right? We always do a form of a squat. We always do some kind of form of a hinge, which is like an RDL or a deadlift. Unilateral, smells like McDonald's. It smells like McDonald's outside. Unilateral would be like lunges, you know, single leg movements. And then the other thing is a push and a pull, which we do always try to do as well. Funny, so for those of you who may already know this and may have already watched my new Coconut 250 YouTube movie. It is up, it is live, it's about an hour and 15 minutes long. Kind of the documentation of my experience at the Coconut 250 this past May. And in it, there are multiple times where I am consuming McDonald's to the point where my daughter put in a McDonald's counter in the film. And then she asked me about it in the interview, you know, what's with the McDonald's? And I never eat McDonald's in real life. Like, it's like literally never. But when I'm doing these long adventures, McDonald's packs a punch when it comes to calories, and it's not super heavy and dense. Like, how many times have you ever eaten like a Big Mac and you're like so full for half an hour and then you're hungry again, right? So it's like you can pack down a lot of calories that usually you're in need of in these events, and not have to have a huge, you know, fiber, protein dense meal, right? So, and it just, honestly, it just tastes so good. Not probably the healthiest for me, but you know, I'm not gonna be eating veggies out there because you have to kind of like moderate your fiber. When I'm finished my race, I go back to eating normal. I used to indulge after my race as my treat, my reward. I don't do that anymore because I feel like my body, that's when my body needs to make up for the nutrition. I do eat a lot of good stuff out there too. Like one thing I don't even know if we actually included this in the video, but we're gonna have to next time. All three of my 200s that I've done so far, one of my kind of magic bullets throughout the whole race is to have a whey protein shake. So I used Modaire's chocolate protein powder mixed with the Modaire collagen creamer. So this is kind of a double whammy because the collagen creamer has MCTs, so it has really healthy fats, which are great when you're working out because the body actually digests them almost like a carb, but you get the benefits of the fats. And then also collagen. So the collagen, kind of trickling that collagen each day as you're breaking down your body. I saw this on another video I was watching, and I was like, boom, I got that covered. And then I add the phyto greens. So to get some actual nutrition and alkalinity into my body, and I have one of those at least once a day, if not twice a day. And they always go down so well. So whey protein with phyto greens and collagen. Collagen with good fats. So packing just serious punch of nutrition. at that in the film, but we'll have to make sure we get that into our next film. The goal is to document the Arizona 300 as well, which sounds crazy to me. 300 miles. Okay, let's call that our warm-up. You guys warm? I am warm. I am feeling good, ready to start our leg day. Normally we would start with squats. We're going to do step-ups today. How good does it feel to work out in nice, cool, crisp air? I'm telling you, it feels amazing. I'll tell you how it feels. It feels amazing. I had the best run the last couple days. I just love it. And it's sunny. It's like literally the best of all the worlds when it comes to weather. All right. So we're going to start with step ups, you guys. I was going to do Tabata today. Let me see if my iPad's going to behave itself. Oops. Funny, I have other timers on here, but
activity completed.
It's not completed. It just wasn't. Okay, we are in business, so we're going to do Tabata. So if you have a step, you're going to use a step. If you need to use like a stair in your house, you can use a stair. You can use a, good old-fashioned 80s step like I'm using. Or you can use, a chair, table, like anything that you can actually step on. That's what we're using today. I'm going to grab a weight for these. And we're going to do one leg at a time. So what we're going to do is like a knee up on the steps. We're going to step up and drive the knee up. Now you can just do a step up if that's, more of a beginner version of this. Let's see where we're at. So you can do this if you want. If you're able to, you can lower the step to make it easier. And you can certainly do these without weights. Okay, so I'm going to do a knee drive. So keeping that foot on the step. Nice kind of tall spine and driving the knee up. This is great for those of you who are doing these classes in preparation for my Sedona retreat. Some of my clients are using these classes to prepare for that. This whole entire workout is going to be great. All my workouts are great if you're a hiker or somebody who loves to, climb mountains. Because they really lend themselves well to running, hiking, forward moving sports. However, generally speaking, a lot of the exercises we do are going to translate to anything, even if it's just a life that you're prepping for, right? Getting strong, building a resilient body. I don't think what the other word is that I heard recently. It wasn't resilience, but just a body that can move through life without breaking easily, right? That's the goal. Or that if it does break, because inevitably we all have, hiccups, we all have injuries that creep up, but we can rebound for those because we've built a strong, healthy, body that can tolerate the demands of life, essentially, right? That's the first and foremost goal, always. I'm reading a book right now. I'm really enjoying it. It's called The Law of Attraction. It's very, very, very woo-woo, but it talks a lot about spirituality and your, kind of the essence of who you are, the energy that makes up you, and how the goal in life is to create, right? The goal in life is not to regurgitate. The goal in life is to create. And creation requires you to have goals, right? Like you're never going to be in a creative state when you have no goals you're working towards. And so ultimately, the message of the book is to understand that broken down, our goal here on earth for our life, you know how people, whoopsie, people will say, oh, what's the meaning of life? Right? We talk about the meaning of life. The true meaning or the true purpose of life is to feel good. I thought, it doesn't get much simpler than that. Yet, wow, how often do some of us feel good, right? And it's funny because I always say, like, I'm really drawn to anything that makes me feel good in life, right? Like, so if eating healthy food is one of my key strategies to feeling good, exercising, you know, sleeping, good sleep, I know it affects me feeling good. So anything that I can figure out, right? But yet there's, you know, a complete flip when it comes to other things in my life that I'm constantly perpetuating, making me feel bad, right? And we all have, I think, areas in our life where we're nailing it. Like we are, the areas where you're really doing well in life are the areas that you feel good, right? You've figured out how to excel in that area of your life, and therefore you feel good, right? And you like that part of your life. So maybe it's your career, maybe it's your relationships, maybe it's money, maybe like you have a really good relationship with that aspect of your life. And then we all have areas of our life that we're like, not really crushing it in that part. Not really nailing it there. We're going to do split squats next. A little nervous about these because my back is, sometimes I get tight right here, and I know, I'm pretty sure it's from, well, actually not really sure where it's from, but we're going to try these because I want to do these today. For the glutes. Anyway, so like, I love that this book breaks it down to, you know, paying attention to the things that you think each day and how they make you feel. So, for example, the last 2 days, or about a week now, our air conditioning broke about a week ago. And it was not too bad initially because we had some really nice cool nights for a few days. And so it was fine. Oh my gosh. And then all of a sudden, it got hot again. It got humid. Not so fine anymore. So I was laying there feeling quite miserable. Okay? So there's an opportunity to recognize that you don't feel good. you're not happy in that moment. Right? Somebody cuts you off in traffic. Somebody butts in front of you in a line. One of your kids doesn't empty the dishwasher like they're supposed to. Like all these incidents in our life, the task really is to figure out how to feel good most of the time, all of the time is the goal. You're never going to, but every time something occurs in your life, whether it's something somebody says to you, something you see online, you know, an occurrence in your life, something not happening that you were expecting, the goal is to sort of step back and go, what do I want in that situation? So I was practicing this the other day when I was driving. I was late, my fault, I was late. And so of course I was hitting every red light and, you know, found myself driving behind everybody that could hold me up, like whether it was a big truck or just a slow driver. Isn't that always the way, right? It's that song by, what's her name? That's, you know, that song by, what's her name? Ironic. You can literally see her face. Anyway, so every time I started to feel irritated, I thought, well, what do I want? So what I don't want is this choppy, oh my goodness, feeling these, you guys, traffic, because it's making me later for something that I made my own self late for. Not these people's problem. What I want is flowy traffic. What I want is to move forward in an efficient way. What I want is to not be late for my appointment. So I just kept trying to redirect my thoughts to what I wanted and stop dwelling on what I didn't want. Oh my goodness. Hang on. Pause for a second. Really feeling these today. Okay. Last one on each side. So the book is, the law of attraction talks about how, you know, the way you feel is how you attract more of the same into your life, right? We all know this. We've all heard of this. But what does that mean? It means, like, if you're constantly feeling irritated by things that are not going the way that you want them to, you tend to attract more of those things into your life, right? The goal is to feel good. So how can you take sort of every moment in your life and, oh, I can't talk right now. Oh, thank God those are over. Oh, those worked me today. Okay, we're going to shove this aside because I think I'm going to say we're done with this for now. The heart rate is, we're going to go to side lunges next. How can you feel good? So recognizing those moments where you don't and then addressing them, right? Sorry, I'm kind of like talking in circles here today. It's really caused me to think about things though and recognize things in my life where I'm like, you know, why do I let this bug me? Why do I let this bug me? And trying to change kind of the energies that I'm allowing myself to feel. Okay, so this is what we're doing next. Okay, you can do this with or without a weight. And then here's the alternative. Some of you may find these bother your knees, or you may not have the hip mobility to do those yet. So we're going to work towards those if that's the case. We're going to do one side, rest, then do the other. I'm going to try with a weight. Oh. I got like 10 seconds. I'm going to push this forward here. Okay, ready? Okay, so stepping. Now, I want you to focus on dropping that butt really kind of like down. So focusing on the knee kind of staying in line with that toe and not bending over, but squatting down, okay? So pay attention to if your chest is coming forward or your butt is dropping down. We want butt dropping down. Okay, so you're doing kind of like a squat on this one leg. Your chest is going to come forward a little bit just to stay in balance, right? We're not looking for an erect spine, but what we don't want to do is bend and not execute the squat aspect, okay? So the lower you can drop your butt down, the better, because you're getting the range of motion, the range of motion, the complete range of motion that we're looking for. And again, these are tricky in the beginning if you don't have that range of motion, especially. I'm not used to it. I've been working on these, so. But sometimes they're tough for me if I'm tight in the hip flexors or tight in the kind of the glutes. The other thing is you may find one side is tighter than the other. I think we have one more each side. Still smelling that food. One thing I would ask you guys, if you happen to watch my Cocodona video, leave me a comment on YouTube. It helps boost the video so that more people see it. Also, I would love to hear from you. So our first kind of project of this, oh no, we still have one more on each side. Oh, I thought that was it. All right, this is it, one more each side. This is the first time we've done a project like this. It's a big project, you guys. Like, it takes a ton of hours to put that together. And we learned a lot because, you know, it's hard to know what footage you want to tell the story at the time. So what you kind of have to do is just take a whole bunch of footage and then edit it into something, right? Which my daughter did for me, thankfully, because no, not a chance that I could have done that. I mean, I could have, I wouldn't have. It would probably not get done till 2035. Okay, almost there, 5 seconds. One more rep. Okay. Oh. What was I saying? Oh, first time we've done a project of that size. And yeah, we learned a lot, and we definitely have learned some things for the next time, because I really want to going forward, want to continue making content like that. All right, we're going to go into straight leg RDLs, okay? So RDLs are close the doors, and we're going to try to keep those legs straight. The idea behind keeping the legs straight is it's going to target your hamstrings. Hamstrings are really hard to get into. I've got 2 weights here. Now I want you to make sure you're driving your butt backwards. So we call these, affectionately, my clients and I call these close the doors. So you're driving your butt backwards. That way you shouldn't really feel the strain in your lower back. If you feel the strain in your lower back and it's kind of bothering you, one thing you can do is take a video and send it to me of yourself so I can see if I can help. Okay, so driving the butt backwards and keeping the legs straight. Chest is, one thing I say is chest is out. That'll keep your back, your spine sort of locked down. And we're trying to keep those knees as straight as possible so we can target those hamstrings. And we're going to do 8 sets like this. So normally we're alternating between 2 exercises. This one we're just doing RDLs. We told you guys at the beginning we wanted to target hips and glutes. So our split squats today were to target the glutes. And these are to target the hamstrings. The side lunges we just did, we'll probably feel those in the glutes tomorrow. I always feel those the next day. Okay, so driving, almost like you're closing a door behind you, keeping the legs straight. You should feel this in your hamstrings. If you don't, you might not be driving your butt back. You're feeling it in your back. The other thing is you want to pull that core in, pull that belly button in. Always, when you're doing anything, pull that belly button in so that you engage the core as the stabilizing mechanism for your midsection. Like, turn your core into a corset. Always feel these the next day. Hey guys, I would love to invite your feedback too. Some of you join me on Facebook in this group and do my workouts. and some of you join me on YouTube, I want to invite you to do a couple things for me, actually. One is I would love those of you who are doing my workouts consistently. Some of you I know because you chatter to me all the time, and some of you I don't know. What I would love to know from you is, what is your goal? What is your goal right now? Like, so let me break that down into a couple different things, because I want to work on targeting different goals in here. So one is I want to build muscle. That's called hypertrophy. So I want bigger muscles. Now, when I say that, I don't mean you want to turn yourself into Arnold Schwarzenegger. What I mean is you want more, you want your muscles to be physically bigger so that you can see them. Like maybe you want to see your back muscles. Maybe you want to see, everybody wants people to see their ab muscles, right? You want to see the definition, right? So that is the goal for most women, I would say. Again, I want to make the distinction. We're not talking about turning into like the Hulk. We're talking about just nice toned, sculpted, lean body where you can see the muscles that you're developing. Like you can't, okay, everybody has muscles on their body, right? Every single person, every single one of us has muscles. Whether you can see them or not, it is like based on your body composition, right? So some of us, we want to get rid of fat. So if we shave off the fat, our muscles start to show up. But the other strategy is to like grow the actual size of your muscle, right? I would say potentially maybe you want to do a bit of both, right? So to shave off fat, that's diet, you guys. That is 100% diet. To build the size of your muscles, we're talking hypertrophy. We're talking, I want the cross section of my muscles to be a little bit bigger so that they take up more space on my body, they burn more calories, they raise your metabolism, and ultimately your body composition starts to change, right? So do you want your body composition to be more muscle, less fat? So hypertrophy. The other kind of 3 strategies that we would use, not necessarily in here, is I want to get stronger. I want to physically be able to lift more weight. I want to physically be able to move greater size loads through space and life, right? Number 3 is power. I want to be able to move more quickly, right? And then the third one is speed, which is not really going to be something right in here. Okay, so we are done. What else did I want to do today? Let me just think here. We're going to do some curtsy squats, you guys. Curtsy lunges. So that's what we're going to do next. Sorry, I had lost my little train of thought. I had like certain things I wanted to do today as I try to remember what they were. So curtsy lunges are going to be, you're going to squat, but you're going to squat into a curtsy. Okay? So you want to make sure this knee is tracking over this foot. We're going to do one side, then we're going to go. If those bother your knees, you can do back lunges instead. Okay? Both are great. This one's going to target your glutes a bit more. Okay, ready? So we're stepping into a curtsy lunge. Oops, I gotta come forward a bit. So I would love to hear from you guys. You know, when you're in here, what is your goal? Do you want to build more muscle? Are you looking to get stronger? You can kind of do both, but it changed, like how we put things together will change based on which is your goal. Maybe if weight loss or fat loss, let's call it fat loss, because ultimately we don't want to lose weight, we want to lose fat usually, right? Is fat loss your goal? Are you working towards an athletic achievement? Like maybe you're like me, you're wanting to get stronger and more powerful for Betty for your golf game, Jocelyn to run 300 miles. Lorianne has a big 100-mile hike coming up, so maybe it's that. You know, maybe you have an event you're going to that requires you to do a lot of like climbing up hills or mountains. Like, so I would love to hear from you in the comments, because is going to help me design our programming a little bit more strategically. I know what we got to do next, you guys. Well, you guys know what's coming now. Our last exercise. I was like having this moment where I was just like blanking on one thing. What was I supposed to do again today? I knew I wanted to do the RDLs, the stiff-legged ones. I knew I wanted to do split squats. I knew I wanted to do step-ups. It's been a while. Curtsy lunges was kind of an add-on. I knew I wanted to do those side lunges. But perhaps, you know, the other thing I would ask of you guys is share our community with friends, right? Like invite friends to join the Facebook group, invite your friends to do the workouts with you. I really want to grow our community. One of the promises to myself that I've made recently is if I'm going to put in the time that I do, right, for free training, to bring free training to the world, I need to do a better job of promoting it. Because if I'm gonna put that effort in, I want to maximize its reach, right? And so I need your guys' help with that. Whether it means you invite friends to join our daily move community. So I just ask if you're getting value, if you could share and help us grow this community so that I can reach more people with this value, so that it's, you know, a more effective use of my time. My husband keeps saying you should charge. Why are you doing all this training for free? And I'm like, well, there's two reasons. One, because it helps me too. Two, because I really believe in, you know, the power of giving, and this is what I want to do as my offering to the world, so to speak. So, anyway, hope that makes sense. You know, some people give money. I give my time and expertise. So, the two asks is, tell me a little bit more about your goals and what you want to achieve with these classes, so I can take your goals into consideration when I'm designing our workouts. It'll help with inspiration too. And then two, if you could help share and grow this community with me. Okay, that is that. All right, do you guys know what's coming up next? We got to pull our step back. And guess in the comments what we're going to do. It's a must do when our focus is a unilateral workout, which today was very much unilateral movements. We got to do our Copenhagen's. So you can do side planks if you're a beginner, and Copenhagen's are not in your wheelhouse yet. Or you can do Copenhagen's from your knees, which means that you're going to put your knee on the step like this to do Copenhagen's. Or you can fully extend the leg, which is the hardest version. You know, or you can do side plank. Side plank is really kind of going to be doable for anybody. And then you can work your way through the different variations as you get stronger. But this is going to be really powerful for training the adductors, which is the inner thighs, the core, just every muscle group really. And I am exhausted. Oh, that's not what I meant to say. I meant to say my legs are pooped and not feeling this one today, but we're going to push through and do our best. Remember, you can take breaks anytime you need to, and that means I can too. So So really lifting up from that core. Again, modify this for your level. This is an advanced move. This is not a move that I would expect you to do if you're a beginner. I'm like dying myself here. This is a move you want to work up to. I have been doing this for months and months and months, probably maybe even a year or more now, working on these. They never get easier. I swear to goodness, they never get easier. But we keep plugging away. That's halfway through. We got 2 more on each side. We keep showing up and plugging away because that's the only way you get better, you guys, is to just keep showing up. So one of the passages I read in the book talks about how we focus on the gap between where we're at and where we want to be, right? And how that delays us from moving forward. Oh my goodness, I can't do it on this leg today. And it kind of hit me like, so if you guys, those of you who've watched my video, there's a part in it where I talk about how much I struggle in the beginning, the first 2 days. And the reason is, it hit me, this is exactly why. I'm focused so much on the gap between where I'm at and where I got to get to. And it gives you this illusion or this feeling like your goal is like never getting closer. Like you just feel, you basically enhance or exaggerate how far you have to go. And it can really bring you down mentally. And what you want to do is just, be in the moment. Like just be in the moment and find, like we were talking about before, how can you feel good? Oh my God, that smell, I'm just dying right now. It smells like fried chicken. How can you find a way to feel good in that moment? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was longer than 20 seconds. Okay, last one. Last 20 seconds. You can do anything for 20 seconds. Bring those thighs together. Lift that bottom leg up. Lift those hips up with your core. Oh. Come on, are you serious? I was like, that's gotta be it. I was like, I was counting. I know that was the 8th one. So anyway, my point is you just gotta keep showing up and not focus on where you're at. Just keep your focus on where you're going. The more you focus on where you're going, the closer you bring it to you, right? The more you focus on where you're at in relation to where you're going, the more you drive that goal farther away from you. So leave that with you guys. Have an awesome day, and I will see you tomorrow.